Welcome to the Career Maverick podcast with Kevin Kokinda, presented by Resumetics. Are you getting no play with your resume? Do you struggle with a career direction? Career Maverick is here to help. And now here is your career guru, Kevin Kokinda.
Hello, I'm Kevin Kokinda, your host of the Career Maverick, sponsored by Resumetics. Career strategies and solutions, the new way to resume. You know, over the last couple of months, I've been kind of talking about how jammed up our universe has become. But what about doing business in other universes? You know, I'm talking about space. You know, growing up, I always thought of space as the final frontier. Buzz Lightyear shouting, "To Xfinity and beyond!" Tang, the right stuff. I mean, even my junior high school is named after one of the original Mercury 7 astronauts, Gus Grissom, who, by the way, his first name was actually Virgil. And don't forget the Jetsons. I mean, where am I going with this? I mean, think about this. You know, if you was doing some research, there's a site that I actually go on there periodically called spacenews.com. It's got some fascinating stuff on there and in perspectives. Even during this time, you know, they're talking about the future of this industry and where it's going. You know, if you look back into 2019, we established the U.S. Space Force, and last week, Colorado Springs received a 5-year contract to keep the Space Command right here in the Springs. And this is what really I was finding was tripping me out. Blue Origin, along with Lockheed Martin, Northrop, and Draper, was awarded, and I think this is of April 30th, a NASA contract for returning Americans to the moon by 2024. I mean, right now you already got private companies globally raising billions of dollars still from everything from rockets, satellites to antennas. So, you know, although things right now are still unsettling, I think you could see that, you know, this industry really has some shining opportunities coming up sooner rather than later, I think. But getting back to Blue Origin, I mean, this New Shepard, it's a suborbital vehicle. It's basically they're promoting reusable launch vehicles. I mean, we're talking commercial flights to the moon, a spaceport for layovers. I mean, how are you going to, you know, facilitate social distancing with that? And, you know, what are they going to serve on the flights? It's going to be a 2-drink maximum. And what about food? I mean, you know, if I ever get on one of those, hopefully I'm not going to get gypped on the honey roasted peanuts. But no joke aside, you know, before COVID, you know, the space sector was really starting to gain momentum. And I think that, you know, this year is going to be a little shaky as we start looking into next year. No pun intended. I don't think the sky is going to be the limit. And as a society, you know, have we given this any thought? You know, while we're still muddling through the pandemic haze, you know, by the end of next year, we're talking about the U.S., China, Japan, and the Arab Emirates are going to be targeting missions to Mars. And we're, you know, this is the end of 2021. So despite some setbacks, also, SpaceX will be conducting the first orbital launch in 10 years. Now, granted, I know that Branson's and the Elon Musk's have been on the radar lately in terms of, you know, where they're at with these companies. But mark my words, there's going to be more of these cats in the galactic pipeline. I assure you. So something else to check out too. And why I bring this up, according to a cool site called investor.com, you know, Branson's Virgin Galactica, I mean, this is an IPO just launched last fall, has just teamed up with NASA for developing these hypersonic flights for global travel. Now we're talking space, but hypersonic flights. Apparently it can get you from New York to Paris in about, 1 hour. What I'm trying to say is I'm not a financial analyst, but the stock is currently sitting around $12 a share. So, could be a good buy. So, why am I talking about space? Well, this is why. I think as a society, we need another diversion. You know, growing up, and this is going way back, I'm talking the late 50s and the 60s. I mean, space was always the diversion. what is out there. And although it has seen its share of setbacks, and what companies, haven't seen their share of setbacks, I think that you're going to start seeing a lot more positions being created. I mean, we're talking about the aerospace industry right now and where it's at. But sooner or later, you're going to need a diversion and a shift. The commercial airlines and everything that's going on with commercial travel has definitely put a lot of skivvies in a bunch. But what do? You progress, you move on. And obviously, where's that? Space. And again, hypersonic travel. Plenty of engineers, plenty of IT technology professionals that are going to be in high demand for these roles. And again, you can kind of wash 2020 here in terms of, where it was going. And it was going in a pretty good pace for a while there. But I think you should be looking at 2021. I mean, isn't that what we're all looking at anyway? 2021, and getting back on track, getting a vaccine by the end of 2021. I mean, we'll see about that. But the one thing that I have always found that has been something of a distraction to me, from things that, I was always thinking about, and, certain unpleasantries with space, galaxies, and things like that. So, the point I'm trying to make is it's not as far-fetched as you think it is. So for all you aeronautical engineers, for all you astrophysics out there, for those who had previously worked in the industry, I mean, this is something to keep in mind, towards the latter part of this year and next year. And I really think that we're going to see a lot more develop as a result of this industry. And again, to be honest, what else do we have going forward? We need something like this. I think we need something like this to bring folks back, and any type of innovative travel and stuff like that. It will always pique our interest, no matter how far-fetched it is. And maybe having motels on the moon, I'm not saying that is around the corner at all. But what I am saying is that, we never thought that we would have something like this happen in our society. So, 20 years down the road, is it so far-fetched to think that we'd actually have some kind of commerce established on the moon or even Mars? I mean, we'll think about it, and we got a lot of time to think about that too. But I thought this would be something that would be a little bit more interesting than just where we're at as far as the COVID crisis goes. So that's it for this episode. I'm going to go wash my masks. My name is Kevin Kokinda, your host. Thank you again for checking out the Career Maverick. And if you have any questions regarding career strategy or your resume, simply send it to resumeandcareerhelp.com. That's resumeandcareerhelp.com. And until next time, keep peeking, Mavericks, to infinity and beyond.
You've been listening to Career Maverick with Kevin Kokinda, presented by Resumetics, the Career Maverick podcast, an insightful look at the new trends for job seekers in Southern Colorado. New episodes post Sunday mornings at 8 a.m. on krdo.com under the radio tab. Subscribe at thecareermaverick.podbean.com.